All right. Call halam Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Wachaba Wahadar Bahasham Waka'akudash. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah Bahasham Waka'akudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom Waparakim Ha'aman Bakiyar. Which is to say, Salakia, all, which is to say, peace and blessings to the faithful elect, only of Yasha Allah. The Wada Abba for giving me the Rakha Akodash to be able to come back with a lesson, or hopefully something that could be edifying, admonition, or admonishment. I should say, exhortation, reprove, defending the preaching of the gospel or prophecy, right? This your brother Shariat coming back again, and before I get going, I just want to say this lesson is only out to you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians who are actually the biblical Israelites. This is only for you to declare for yourself to be one of these so-called ethnicities first before you can understand that uh, uh, you may think you're a Negro, so-called Native American Indian, so-called Latino. You can only declare or determine this to be for yourself by if this is what your dad is, only by if this is what your father is. If this is what he is, if this is what his lineage is, this is what you will be according to truth and fact. Just did a lesson on this, and it tells us this in the scriptures, all right? So, like I said, I will have you also know that if you are, so if this is the, if you meet the criteria, hey, I will also have you know that you're not actually of these ethnicities, so-called these so-called ethnicities, which are not truly ethnicities, but they're actually bywords or curses, uh, which are curses of the Israelites. So the people that are of these so-called ethnicities are actually the biblical Israelites. All right. So without any further ado, as we getting in, this lesson is going to be titled "No More Birthday Bashes Ever." All right. Um, this is a real heavy topic. This is something I've been, if you're coming into the truth, or if you already in the truth, this is something we understand to be, not scriptural, not a part of our customs as being Israelites, who we truly are. Even though, as you can see right now, a lot of these are women on the screen. They don't know who they are. Okay, and just real quick, Jake's lost. Jake is lost. Don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny that this would be his one of his greatest hits, because they're not actually supposed to be doing this. All right. Now, Jake want to have fun, coon, use their salt in all the wrong ways. Okay. So, it's something I've been researching for a while, but I got deeper today, and the spirit really jumped on me to get this done, because this is one of the main things. Really, when you come into the truth, you should really understand if you already been in. And really, the biggest thing is how much stuff we got to unlearn. And things you're used to, ways you're used to being. Your mindset. That's why the Father, when you come in, if you've been schooled properly, if you're in the scriptures, Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, came and supped with you, you know that you must start over. You must be renewed in your mind. He needs you like a baby. He needs you in powder form so he can build you up, wet you. What do you do with powder? You wet it, and you're able to mold it, because it becomes clay, which is all spiritual, because we were actually made, our physical bodies were made from the dust of the earth. You know what I'm saying? and we will form, to become solid. You know, there's so many things you can go into, but simply as I said, man, this is really just going into these so-called customs, these ways we're used to. They're not right, man. And one of these customs that are actually cursing us further is this so-called birthday crap that we've learned. And before I really even keep going, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna actually go into the history first. Then all this will make sense, right? Because as you see, it's just folly, and everything is out of order. Our women out of order. You know what I'm saying? The daughters of Israel. I mean, this is bad, man. So let's go into it. So first and foremost, birthday origin. Where did this stuff originate at? Because one, you got to think about it, which I know a lot of Jake don't like to do, but this is to warn you, but it's actually for the elect, for edification on this. All right. When we first was well, you want to go back like 400 years. Where were we? Starting with Negroes, right? The so-called Negroes, because we're all the same people. Native American Indians, Negroes, and Latinos. We're all the same people, right? Now, same people with just different twists. That's what makes us tribes. You know what I'm saying? We're all the same exact people, like literally. But you go back 400 years, starting with the Negroes. Where were we? We definitely weren't doing this. We definitely didn't know what day it was. We definitely didn't, which you would need in order to celebrate a birthday, and you definitely weren't celebrating your birthday. All right. Now, hopefully at this point, like I said, we're gonna really speak. I'm gonna try to keep it in between for those who don't know and those as far as being in the truth, all fully or truly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all or nothing. And those who trying to understand and come in, right? We're the Israelites. This was never an Israelite custom, celebrating birthdays. So you fast forward, the Israelites were given customs, and they were told if they go against them or they don't keep them, that they will be cursed, which we're going to get. Now, fast forward the curses. They didn't do that, so the curses came upon them, and one of the major curses was the slave ships, right? Which is how everybody easily can identify the so-called Negroes to be, the Israelites, right? And then everybody else, you see the other, even though the other tribes were shipped off on ships too, but it was really mainly the so-called Negroes, the Southern Kingdom, because we were the last ones left in Israel. Now, with that being said, when were we ever doing this? But I'm gonna tell you when. All this stuff actually starts from Egypt. Egypt started it, Greek continued it, and Rome finished it. And we're really back in Rome all over again. But simply put, right, because we're just going to go ahead and go into it. Well, I don't need any more further ado, man. All right. Now, you got heathens that understand birthday celebrations to be, rooted in paganism, as you can see right here on the right. I put together a little playlist. All this stuff comes from Egypt. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and go straight to it, man. Where do I want to go? Real quick, right? One, this is idol worship, which is one of the first commandments we received coming out of the land of Egypt, right? So a lot of the things the Israelites learned, and the reason why they were given the commandments, because it was to oppose things they had learned. We had learned when we were in Egypt, mingled amongst, heathens and, subject to their ways of life, because we were the slaves and everybody hated us, right? And that's what Jake ended up doing, just like today. So he gave us a way of life, our own ways to follow, our own government. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're the holy people. We're the set apart people of the earth. Now, this birthday stuff, right, actually starts, because we're going to go into the scriptures, we're going to play videos, and I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. It actually starts from what's known as the coronation of the pharaohs. What the pharaohs would do, right, back in Egypt, this is the origin of birthdays, right, which is also listed in found in the scriptures that some our people don't want to deal with, being so-called in truth, in majority. Most of our people do not want to deal with Negroes, so-called Native Indians, and so-called Latinos. The origin of birthdays comes from what's known as coronation. Basically, in a nutshell, is when a regular person will become pharaoh. And when a person became a pharaoh of Egypt, right, that day was honored to the point where they believed the people, because these Hamites were weird. They believed to the point where once you became a pharaoh, you became a god. So this was more important than the actual day you was actually even born, right? So it wasn't even actually birthday. But the play on this morphed into what the Greeks took up as birthdays, because basically they would celebrate their gods. So in other words, the people of Egypt, they will worship their pharaohs as gods. Their pharaohs will believe themselves to be gods, and every time a person will become a pharaoh, right? The day of their coronation of becoming pharaoh, they will celebrate it real hard. So as we can see, a coronation was an extremely. This is a Wikipedia. Wikipedia. It goes off sometimes, but a lot of times this stuff is very, very accurate. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know how to use the sources, because it sources everything. Like, this is real documented. Like, Esau knows truth. He hides things, but a lot of stuff the Most High doesn't allow him to hide, right? And those things he do will be the secret things, right? That he doesn't want us to, necessarily worry about. He just doesn't want out at the moment, as far as the Most High being Yahweh. But coronation of the Pharaoh. This would be your birthday, your celebration of a person's birthday, right? The Pharaoh's a person's coronation. It says a coronation was an extremely important ritual in early and ancient Egyptian history concerning the change of power and rulership between two succeeding pharaohs. So this is when one pharaoh would go from being pharaoh to no longer being pharaoh when someone would succeed him. It's the same concept when you were one age, right? And now you're moving into the next age, right? That age no longer matters. This is your new age. This is your new day. This is the day, we respect this day of you actually being something. You know what I'm saying? This is where you get that from. Right here. And coronation was an extremely important ritual in early and ancient Egyptian history concerning the change of power and rulership between two succeeding pharaohs. The accession to the throne was celebrated in several ceremonies, rites, and feasts. That's where you get your big birthday bashes, your birthday feast, your birthday weekend, right? Jake talking about he's celebrating his birthday early. I'm celebrating my birthday for the whole month. The accession to the throne, right, which would be your new age, right, or which is simply recognizing this day as being the day when you're actually something. That's where you get this from. The accession to the throne. That's how you're looking at your day. Was celebrated. It's all about you. This is the birthday girl. This is the birthday boy, right? He's on the throne today. Idol worship. The accession to the throne was celebrated in several ceremonies, rites, and feasts. So you go all out. You have a birth. You celebrate for the month, for the week, for the weekend, all day, from the point you wake up to the point you pass out. The coronation feast was not one event, but rather as a long-lasting process, including several festivals. We hitting this club. We gonna bar hop. We gonna do this. We gonna we're gonna plan your day. Okay, we gotta hurry up and get going because we're gonna go. Satan, Salakia. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here, and then you're gonna the day is gonna go like this. We're gonna go here first. We gotta hurry up and get going because this place is about to close, and we're gonna go here. Then we're gonna go there, and then I got another thing planned. That's where you get this from. This is where you get that from. The corrode, right? That's what Jake do for his birthday, right? That's what people do. Especially Jake. He go all out. He or she. You know what I'm saying? The coronation feast was not, and simply you just put birthday right here. The coronation feast was not one event, but rather as a long-lasting process, including several festivals, rites, and ceremonies lasting up to a full year. So they used to really go out. This is where Jake get that from, thus showing you were 100% the Israelites, because this is where you learned this from. The thing that has been is the thing which shall be. There is no new thing under the sun. You learned. The Most High gave us all these. Why do you think he gave us the law? He gave the Israelites the law leaving Egypt because they had learned so much crap. In order for him to be us to be his people, he needed us to be like him. These are not the ways of the Most High. You celebrating birthdays and crap, man. It says, for this reason, Egyptologists today describe the year that a new pharaoh accessed to power as the year of coronation. So I'm going to stop right here because that's pretty much it. Now, this is where you get that from. And I just wanted to show you that the diligence has definitely been done. You know what I'm saying? And then this is I'm gonna put that, and I'll put that link in the video. I skipped Greek, but I need to go get Greek. Let's go get Greek real quick. Salakia. So that's where it starts from. Everything. That's why the first thing in the Bible besides Adam and Eve is what? Major kingdom. Egypt. Everything, all the confusion of the earth has stemmed from Egypt. Right? And it always being a serpent spirit on the earth, which we know today to be Esau. You know? That opposing force, that adversary of God to all things good, right? Now, and we're gonna get going. Like I said, we're gonna keep this short. All right, traditions in Greeks. Customs and traditions in Greece and Greek islands are an important aspect of the Greek culture. They are either of a religious character or coming from paganism. Furthermore, most of the traditions and festivals still celebrated today are religious. No, they're pagan. And you could put that they're religion, but they're not the true religion. You know what I'm saying? The Greeks are very superstitious and believe, and that's really you ain't even got to use that word because the Most High just gave. He's only dealt with us, the Israelites, and he didn't give it a term. He gave us a heritage, right? Our way of life, which is simply his knowledge, his will, what he wants, his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding he gave to us, right? Which is which is simply commandments, right? The Greeks are very, very superstitious and believe a lot in religion, but also in a supernatural or paranormal phenomenon, right? This thing kind of going off, but we're gonna keep going because they're trying to make it seem like these people were not some of the worst people on earth to ever existed. See, look at all this crap. So whoever wrote this, well, this is from Greeka, so it's biased. Try one more. Because they basically, what ended up happening was Greek, so here you go. The Greeks most likely took the idea of birthday celebration from the Egyptians, right? Since just like the celebration of the pharaohs as gods, man, you Jigby turn each other up, man. You like they God, like man, you it's your day, man. Like you done leveled up. It says the Greeks was that's what, and they get that from Egypt, which makes sense because we're the Israelites, and what's the main part? One of the main, what's the foundation of the conception of our nation? Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That's what ultimately brought about the conceiving of our nation. It says, just like the celebration of pharaohs, that's right where I'm looking for, or inception, Salakia, but you know what I mean, Aki and Akwatium, whoever's watching. It says, just like the celebration of the pharaohs as gods, the Greeks were celebrating their gods and goddesses. That's why they picked up and ran with it, because all those pharaohs were literally looked upon and worshipped as gods. They said, you remember, it said they went as far as to celebrate for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Their celebration. It wasn't just one event. You know what I'm saying? They really started, oh, because we're going to have this plan, we have this plan, we're going to do this. You know, partying for the month, for the week. You know what I'm saying? All day. That's where this concept comes from, Egypt. It says the Greeks were celebrating their gods and goddesses. Ancient Romans were the first to celebrate. So that's next, because it goes Egypt in proper order. It ain't back to back, but it goes Egypt. Then it would come Greece, the Greek kingdom. Then it would come the Roman or the Greek Empire. Then it would come the Roman Empire, right? And Rome conquered the Greeks. After Alexander, the freak fell. Yeah, man. You see, this is heavy. Esau put it's out here, man. You Jakes don't know what you doing, man. But pretty much, the Greeks, they will celebrate. They took the Greeks. They took what is it? They took basically the concept of what the Egyptians were doing, and which will only make sense because they would be they everything is to pose the true way of life and to hate the Israelites. So there you go, you know, and ironically, well not ironically, both empires were Esau, because it's been his world since he's been born. Esau was the Greeks, so those Greeks were Edomites. Not originally, but once Esau came and conquered ancient Greece, they were actually your Greeks are now accredited to the Edomites. So you're gonna get the judgment for that, Esau, since you wanted to take out the original Greeks, who were the children of Japhet, right? And he went on to also become uh, 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 um, the Romans, which are also children of Japhet, the Etruscans. Took over their whole land, so he gets the credit for Rome. So he's gonna get the judgment of that fourth beast, which is just the fourth. It's a code is code for saying the fourth kingdom. The fourth beast is just talking about the fourth kingdom of the earth of that was responsible for wickedness, and that fourth kingdom is about to be judged. Esau. So there you go, man. But anyway, so as you can see, this is from HuffPost. This is why you get to celebrate your birthday every year, right? Have you ever thought about why we even bothered to celebrate birthdays? Nope, not Israel. You know what I'm saying? Um, when you think about it, they're just an opportunity for your friends or your family to come together, congratulating you for surviving another year. But for some reason, it's become far more than that. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's an Edomite. He might celebrate his. I'm not gonna say, but have you ever considered? No. I'm gonna get a scripture real quick. Let me see if I want to get that in Exodus real quick. So birthday celebrations is simply birthday celebrations are simply an origin, in essence, the celebration of gods, the worship of gods. Pharaohs being acknowledged as gods, and everybody of the land, Salakia, everybody of the land, worshiping them. You know what I'm saying? And who was there doing that when that was going on? Israelites, the people of God, us, so-called Negroes, Native Indians, Native American Indians, and so-called Latinos, right? Now, that's why one of the first things that was said to the Israelites on the walk out was, "Yo, I'm gonna just get this real quick. I'm gonna get my what I was gonna go to Exodus 20:1. And God, or the power spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh. That's the Lord's name right there, because it's capped. So you see where it go from God to, it tells you right there. But, and God, which is the power, spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, thy God, or thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 3, point. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. This is what he told the Israelites. And reason why he was telling you this, because niggas was these heathens were worshiping themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they was teaching you how to do that. You learn how to do that. Verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of, or let me start at verse 5. Salakia, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation. You know what I'm saying? Of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So this was one of the main things he wanted you to know. He wanted us to know off top. You out of Egypt now. Yo, all that idol worship, coronation of pharaohs, celebrating yourself and the other people, that's over with. Because thou shalt not have no other gods before me. What did the Pharaoh have? When a person became Pharaoh, that gave him what? Power. Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. What does God mean? It means power. Thou shalt not have no other powers before me. And the reason why, because you just came out of worshiping powers. Oh, that's Pharaoh. That's Pharaoh. Oh, that's over with for that. This is what one of the first things he told the Israelites, man. He stopped us. Now, they went on to not do that. But let me get my point. It says, back to it real quick, because I'm going to try to knock as much stuff out as I can about doing everything in order. This is why you get to celebrate your birthday every year. Have you ever thought, this is written by a guy named Todd Van Luling, and this was always from 2013, but it was updated December 6, 2017. And have you ever thought about why we even bother to celebrate birthdays? So there you go, man. When you think about it, they're really just an opportunity for your friends and family to come together and congratulate you for surviving another year. How you survive another year. See, that goes against what the Father just said. Simply because they're congratulating you like you have power over that. You didn't survive. The Father kept you alive, man. Man's goings are of the Lord, so how can man understand his own way? So what are they congratulating for? So this is just bugged out. This is what happens when, heathens are in power, especially over the people that was over the people that were only given sense of the earth. So do you consider it? No, that's my point. He said, have you ever considered it? Jake don't consider nothing. This video is not even important to Jake. Isaiah 1:1. It says, and the power spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, thy power. Always telling you this, telling us this, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. This is Egypt. So much happened in Egypt. This is why it's still being mentioned all the way after, you know how many years in between from Exodus to when Isaiah the prophet was born and prophesied, and it was. That's over 1,000 years right there. Easy. Now, it says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider. So, no, there you go. So that's what Jake don't care about. Jake don't know where he's from, what he actually supposed to be doing, who he actually supposed to be serving and worshiping. It says that's how Israel is. But the ox, which is a cow that stays in one spot on the farm all day, but he knows his owner. As long as you've been down here, Jake, however many years, 40, 50, 30, 20, 16, 7, you still don't know who your owner is. You know what I'm saying? Salaki. But anyway, it says, I am Yahweh thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. So you've been here, like I said, all these years, and you still don't know who your owner is. You know what I'm saying? But a cow, he can stand on the farm all day. A cow don't leave that farm, and he know his owner. As long as you've been down here on the Father's, green earth, you still know who your owner is, Jake. And the ass his master's crib. Donkey know where his fathers live at. They know what's going on. Two of the most slowest animals. Salakia. But Israel doth not know. That's how the Israelites are. My people doth not consider, and they don't care. They don't know who their owner is. They don't know where their owner's crib is at. Nothing dealing with what they supposed to know. And it says, he said, my people does not consider. So Israel is the Lord's people. That's how they are. They don't care. Man, I don't want to hear all that birthday stuff, man. I don't care, man. Sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh, which is with the Lord right there. They have forsaken the Lord, Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man. We've been going off since forever. Now let me go ahead and get through this article real quick, and I'm gonna play this video, and that's gonna be that. You know, all this started from Egypt, and the heathens even tell you this. It says, Egyptians started the party, little Edomite right there, bunch of Edomites, what you just read. When pharaohs were crowned in ancient Egypt, they were considered to have transformed into gods. The divine promotion made their coronation date much more important than their birth into the world. So Jake going off. This is it. You celebrating a birthday is a knockoff from what the Egyptians was doing, which was completely off. So what this birthday celebration, which is some crap, is a knockoff of some crap. I mean, it's crazy, man. It says scholars have pointed to the Bible's reference of a pharaoh's birthday as the earliest known mention of a birthday celebration. See that? Scholars, people that's actually going on, and this is your book, Jake. This is your book, so-called Negroes, so-called Native American Indians, so-called Latinos, man. This just says scholars have pointed to the Bible's reference, right, referral or mention of a pharaoh's birthday. The Bible tell you about this. Birthdays are mentioned in the Bible, and every time they always mentioned, they were off. It says as the earliest known mention of a birthday celebration, which we're gonna go into. Around 3000 BCE. That's 3,000 years before the Lord, our Lord, that they know actually has came to the earth, that came to us already, and is set to come back. This was 3,000 years before he came and did that, which is who people ignorantly call Jesus. I mean, the Lord, who people ignorantly call Jesus, arrogantly. You know what I'm saying? Whose name is actually Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai to destroy. He about to come destroy this place and you Jakes if you don't get it together, man. But some of you already written to not get it together. So take no mind. But Egyptologist, but you will in that day. Egyptologist Dr. James Hoffer believes that this is referencing the subject's coronation date, since that would have been the pharaoh's birth as a god. So either way, it's the same thing. However they want to understand it. Greeks added candles to cake. So this is how you get your candles on your cake, right? It says the Greeks offered a moon-shaped cakes to Artemis, which was a god. They would take the moon cake and they would put a moon-shaped cake, right? And they would put candles on it, and they would worship their gods because they seen that's what Egypt was doing. And she was the god of the moon. So they would put the candles on it to give it like a aura around it, like a glowing effect, like the moon. And as it says, as a form of tribute to the lunar goddess. But she was a goddess of more than just one thing, you know, as has been said. But we know she was a god of the moon to these these Edomites, who are today your so-called white people. To recreate, that's trying to hide your true identity from the masses, because the Bible only mentions God to hate Esau, which is the creator of the Edomite race. That's your father. That's your progenitor. He brought forth the Edomites, the so-called white people. And you're trying to hide that. But that's what you were doing then, and you're doing the same thing now. And all you other heathens got the Israelites following up behind you, and you're not telling them who they are. And a lot of you know. right? To create the radiance of the moon and her perceived beauty. So there you go. Greeks lit candles and put them on the cakes for a glowing effect. The Greeks most likely took the idea of celebration from took the idea of birthday celebration from the Egyptians, since just like the celebration of the pharaohs as gods, the Greeks were celebrating their gods and goddesses. So then Rome, what they did, they went on to because they took over basically all of Rome, became the biggest empire to ever rise up on Earth. They almost took over the whole planet. This is why this is Rome all over again. America has their hand on almost every place, and everyone is under the influence of America. That was the same thing for Rome in the ancient world, right? And it's so basically when they conquered Greece, the land of Greece, just like they was conquering all the other lands and making them follow their ways, they actually liked Greece and they was like, yo, we want your customs, we want their language, you know. So Rome is a mixture of the Romans were a mixture of everything. They had the Israelites under subjugation. They stole our way of life and they was just making up crap. You know what I'm saying? Just like today. So they we had holy days. They made holidays. We had priests. Now they supposedly got priests. We did sacrifice. They sacrificed brothers and sisters, jakes in the industry, even their own people. You know, they sacrificed animals and stuff like that. They got everything is twisted with everything. You know what I'm saying? It's madness, man. That's why Esau is the beginning of the world, and Esau is the ending of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. But anyway, the Romans, they took what was all set up by Egypt Empire, Egyptian Empire, and the Greek Empire, or the Greco, however you want to say it, and then they did their own thing with it. And they started when they would celebrate they basically started celebrating birthdays to the point where it was, if you were well known, it was a holiday set over the whole land. Everyone had to observe. And then they eventually started doing it for the common man, to where regular people started celebrating their birthdays. This is where all this stuff come from. It says prevailing opinion seems to be that Romans were the first civilization to celebrate birthdays for non-religious figures. Romans would celebrate birthdays for friends and families, while the government created public holidays to observe the birthdays of more famous citizens. See? Those celebrating a 50th birthday would receive a special cake made of wheat flour, olive oil, honey, and grated cheese. All of this said, female birthdays still weren't celebrated until around the 12th century. And that's a damn lie, because it tell you in the scriptures, this is during the, because John the Baptist's head was cut off due to Herod's daughters her birthday wish. She wanted John the Baptist's head. So that's going off right there. So this is why you gotta be able to separate the meat from the bones. But they telling you that they created all this mess. You ain't got nothing to do with this, Jake. Christians, and we're the real Christians. They said the disciples were first called Christians, and the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch, man. They started calling Paul, who were so-called black men, Christians, because they followed. That was their Greek way of saying Hamashiach. They would call him Christ. So since they followed Hamashiach, who they call Christ, they start calling us Christians. Everybody that followed his ways, because they had just put the Lord to death. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was put to death already. The Romans killed him. We were under subjugation. You know what I'm saying? It says Acts 11:26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church. A church. The word church right there in the Greek is ecclesia, which means the assembling of the Israelites. As you talk about the knowledge of God, the only people that in the statutes, the laws, the commandments, and he only gave it to the Israelites, Jacob, the house of Jacob, the house of Israel. So a church is it literally says the church is the assembly of the Israelites and taught much people. So only we can have church first and foremost. So it says that a whole year, starting from after the comma, and it came to pass that after the period. I'll just take it from the top. Acts 11:26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch, and it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. And in these days came prophets from Jerusalem unto Antioch. So they started putting that term on Israelites. Verse 19. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen traveled as far as Phoenix and Cyprus and Antioch, preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only. Because Antioch is in Greece. You know what I'm saying? And verse 20, and some of them were men of Cyprus and Cyrene, which when they were come to Antioch spake unto the Grecians, because that's where Antioch is at in Greece, preaching the Lord Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? And the hand of the Lord was with them, the Spirit. This is a real thing. You Israelites better wake up. And a great number believed and turned to Yahweh. Yahushua. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So there you go, man. So when they get to talking about some is only Christians initially considered birthdays pagan. You right, because the Lord ain't come teaching, y'all worship birthdays. Y'all worship my birthday. We didn't celebrate the Lord's birthday. The Israelites never did that. Yahushua, who people ignorantly call Jesus, he was an Israelite. That was never our customs. You know how much subjugation, how much slavery the Israelites was in? How would they ever have time to celebrate birthdays? Especially if they didn't have calendars to a certain time. You didn't even know when your birthday was. Come on, man. Well, I wouldn't say that, but we weren't celebrating the days we were born, man. Period. So that's why that says Christians initially consider birthdays to be pagan ritual. So your forefathers never celebrated no goddamn birthdays, Jake. They telling you that. These people aren't the Christians. This is not a Christian right here, man. That's a damn Edomite devil. There's nothing Christ-like about that, man. Because it changed over here. To tell you right here, due to his belief that humans are born with original sin, and the fact, where is that in the scriptures? And the fact that early birthdays were tied to pagan gods. You can kind of say that, but they just be going off of what they be trying to, twist with their wording. It says were tied to pagan gods. And the fact that early birthdays were tied to pagan gods. You worshiping gods when you celebrate birthdays. The Christian church, which is an assembly of Israelites, which is that's your bloodline, that's your race. You're not a Negro. You're not a Native American Indian. You're not a Latino. Those are bywords, man. They're not even land masses. The Christian church considered birthday celebrations evil for the first few hundred years of its existence. So when Yahushua came and we was holding down what he taught us to the best of our abilities for as long as we could before they started putting us to death for this truth, like they finna do again, we wasn't with that. That was the true doctrine. But now Esau started putting us to death, and he took over our truth. Because it was set up to happen. We got cursed for disobeying the Lord. He just let it come at a later time. He always catch up with you, man. He do it when he want to do. But the true believers gonna hold firm, man. They gonna have to just kill me. They gonna have to just kill. That's the mindset you want to be in. And that's what a lot of Israelites were doing. They was just dying for the truth. Like, forget it, man. You're not finna twist this. I'm not finna believe Yahushua, our Lord, so-called white man. I'm not doing that. God is so-called white man. He hates us. I'm a so-called black person. I'm a so-called Native American Indian, which means savage. I'm a so-called Latino. I'm not doing that. It says around the 4th century, Christians changed their mind and began to celebrate the birthday of Jesus. Why? Because that ain't the actual Lord, Yahushua. That's a made-up character. That's a God, Jesus, as the holiday of Christmas. When do we celebrate holidays? It says, this new celebration was accepted into the church partly in hopes of recruiting those already celebrating the Roman holiday of Saturnalia. See that? Because they tainted our truth. They took over our truth and tainted it. And now it's a hustle to the world. And then I'm gonna just put this in the article in the what's it called, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna put this link in the all these links in the description. And then Germans, they what they did, they took they got this holiday called Kinderfesta, and they would worship basically they would celebrate the children's birthday. And on everybody's birthday, what they started doing, they started putting a candle on your birthday cake for every year you were born, and then they would put an extra one on there, so you would so make it to another year. You know what I'm saying? I think it's called Kinder, but I'm gonna put that in there, man. Now, really quick, let me get that church. Let me get this Psalms 106 and I'm gonna start at 32. They angered him at the waters of strife, so that it went ill with Moses for their sakes. You Israelite hard-headed Jakes was even pissing Moses off, who led us on the Exodus, which is another word for exiting or the departure out of Egypt, where we were slaves at and having our minds filled with garbage, with ways that the Most High hate, not anti-life. You know what I'm saying? Counterproductive production. It says, because they provoked his spirit so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips. I think that's a saying. You would make a preacher mad. You was able to make Masha mad, man. Moses, we was able to make him mad. It says, they did not destroy the nations concerning whom Yahweh commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learnt their works. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how this thing is to this day. And if you jump down to verse 39, thus were they defiled with their own works and went a whoring with their own inventions. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is made up you doing, Jake. And the Lord ain't with that. It says, therefore, so you're defiled. Therefore was the wrath of Yahweh kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen. And they that hated them ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them and brought them into subjection under their hand. You know what I'm saying? Many times he delivered them, but they provoked him with their counsel and were brought low for their iniquity. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord, man, the whole point is you learned the ways of these damn heathens, man, with this birthday crap, and it's about to be the destruction of our people, man. Church. It says, Ecclesia, a gathering of citizens called out from their homes. I did a lesson on this. Go watch it. On church, right? Into some public place. An assembly, right? B, an assembly of the Israelites. We're the true church, man. Paul is an Israelite. He tells you that in Romans. Because he was one of the main ones trying to wake up Jake, telling them like, yo, you an Israelite, man. This is the true way of life. The Lord said he'll forgive you, man. I say then, hath God cast away his people? Have Yahweh Shem Yahushua cast away his people? Yahweh Shem Yahushua forbid, God forbid. For I also am an Israelite. Paul wrote this, man. The seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. He was a Benjamite, man. Who will be today your so-called Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying? So that's that, man. So they talk about the Christians. Basically, the only people that speak up against the celebration of birthdays are Christians. But you don't know the only Christians, only Israelites can be the Christians, because we're the only ones who truly who were called to follow the Lord. And that's just a nickname they gave us in Greek, because we was following a man they put to death, a so-called black man they put to death, who they knew and realized later that he was the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Now, with all that being said, you heathens gonna pay. With all that being said, let me see. Dang, what I was about to get. Okay, here we go. Salakia. Job 3:1. It says, after this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. What that day is? That's his birthday, man. Let's get it. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night which it was said, there is a man child conceived. Let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. But you niggas celebrating your birthdays. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. It says, as for that night, let darkness seize upon it. So that whole entire span from sundown to sundown, the day he came into this earth, he's saying, cursed be it. You know what I'm saying? As for that night, let's understand why. Let darkness seize upon it, right? Even the sun go down. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. You don't even... every other day is cool except this day. Let it not come into the number of the months. Lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. So niggas that's always cursing stuff, yo, come curse this day. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came up the belly? We've been in slavery so much. We've been oppressed so much, because Job was just being tested here. But he recognized that, you know, the suffering of this life. And all the Israelites have been doing has been suffering. That's why we need the Lord to come back, man. These heathens done fooled you, man. You getting turned up so-called on the day, and your people in slavery still, man. You got to go to work. You got to do all this other crap for Esau. You get put to death on your damn birthday, man. By Esau, by so-called white man. And y'all celebrating your damn birthday, man. You ain't got no damn understanding. You don't know what, you have no understanding, man. That one day, and you opposing what God told you. He said, no other idols before me. You're not a God. You're not the birthday girl. You're worshiping yourself on these days, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, because it shut not the doors up of my mother's womb, nor hid that the day he was born. He came out to hell. That's what he realized. That's what a wise man would say. Nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came up the belly? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck? You know what I'm saying? So that's that, man. We get some more though. Jeremiah The next day you're gonna be mourning your God. Man, Lord, give me my, you know what I'm saying? But you celebrating a birthday. Silly mugs, man. Jeremiah 20 and 14. You know, and we all have been there. You gotta repent, come out of that though, you know. I ain't know always. But it ain't hurting me that I don't deal with it no more. I'm happy that I know this now. Jeremiah 20 and 14. Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. Jeremiah 20 and 14. It says, cursed be the day wherein I was born. This is what Jeremiah said. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. Cursed be the man who brought tidings. Tidings is good news to my father, or gifts, saying, a man child is born unto thee, making him very glad. Come on, man. And let not that man be as the cities which, and let that man be as the cities which the Lord Yahweh overthrew, and repented not. And let, so he just how he destroyed these cities and didn't care after he did it. Do this to this man, Lord, that blessed that day when I came into this crap. When I was set up to come into this crap, to be subject to this crap we dealing with, taxes, the chemtrails, the fake food, GMO, goddamn everything, man. My people dying. We being used for everything, but not getting no credit for nothing. We getting $12, $14 an hour when you making these people millions and billions of dollars. Let that man be as the cities which the Lord overthrew, and repented not. And let him hear the crying in the morning and the shouting at noontide, because he slew me not from the womb, or that my mother might have been my grave, and her womb to be always great with me. Wherefore came I forth out the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame. You got one day trying to act like you shit and you ain't nothing on all the other ones, man, to this world. And the Father wants you to realize this, but you Jakes is just so high-minded and prideful, man. That's why he gonna destroy your ass, man. He gonna destroy you if you don't wake up after this, man. Or when he got, man. And these heathens know who the real Israelites are. They know, man. Jeremiah 7 and 1. It says, a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. We suffering, man. You people don't know. You don't know yet. You don't know what's going on, man. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world. This is the world of Esau, who's a so-called white man. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. This is not your time, man. This is not your time. You need to be working on pulling these people out of power, so we can be straight. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand, and the hand. Other question. Esau Ezra asked thou not. Because when Jacob and Esau came out, Jacob was basically holding on to Esau when he came out. Because Esau's the firstborn, them being twins, but completely different nations, manners of people, fighting in the womb, could never come together. That was spiritual, symbolic to represent you're going to pull him down. That's what you're supposed to be focusing on, not trying to make it in his world. Lie to yourself in his world. Jake's bugged out, man. The Lord don't want you dealing with none of this, man. Who run the world right now, man? Who? Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If it's not him that's doing that, who is it? And that's so-called white man, always hiding the truth. You know what I'm saying? Who is the true judges of the earth thereof? Micah 3 and 1. It says, And I said, here, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. You come to the actual stock, this descendant, the seed of Israel, the man. It said, is it not for you to know judgment? You're the judges of the earth. But you want to be celebrating a birthday when you're supposed to be putting everything in order, getting yourself right so you can help put all this stuff in order. So simply, with all that being said, man, the Lord told you, man. He said, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Only you, only us, out of the house of bondage. What's another word for bondage? Slavery. This is Egypt all over again. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Why did he tell you this on the way? This is one of the first things he told you leaving on the walk from the house of bondage, from Egypt, making it out of that mug, man. That's all you was doing there. That's all they was doing there. You were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, man. Birthdays, coronations, and all this crap. That's pagan, man. I'm gonna get one word and I'm finna go into these videos, man. And when you go into it, since I'm looking up words right now, you got Natalis, right? Natalis is birthday, in Latin, I believe. What do females take when they're pregnant? Natal pills. You got natalis, which is birthday in Latin. They take natal pills, right? So ultimately, you're really worshiping yourself, man. A pagan, a person holding religious beliefs other than those of the main world religions. That's not truly what it is, man. You're opposing. You can simply read through that if you're in the spirit and know that just simply means you oppose the true way of life, which is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not Jesus, not Yehoshua, not Yeshua, not Yahusha, not Yahuwah, none of that crap, man. Not Yod Hey, Vav Hey, none of that, man. Not Ra, not Nimrod, not Easter, none of these people, man. Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah, man. You worshiping yourself, man. Lord willing, I get to do this. Lord willing, I get to say plan. I get to do this. This lesson on calendars. Cause I'm gonna go into calendars. I'm gonna go into months. Lord willing, all this, man. Pagan. It says person of non-Christian or non-Jewish faith. And what is the Christians? The Israelites. Who only the Father dealt with, the creator of heaven and earth dealt with, he only dealt with Israelites. They tell you that in Psalms chapter 147 and 19 through 20, I believe. Look it up. He don't know nobody else. Amos 3:1. He only know you. He only dealt with you. Amos 3:1 through. That's what make you a pagan. You're going against the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You're anti. You. That's why he don't. No one wants. Everybody wants to mention the Bible. They don't want to mention the Israelites because they don't. One, you're still here, but you don't know who you are. If you wake up into who you are again, this whole world ceases. All the fake, made up crap. They're able to run wild, so they would rather keep you doing what they do. And that's why these people going into slavery for that, man. See that? This is what it means, man. When you a pagan. You oppose Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You a person of non-Christian or non-Jew. You're not you it's just literally you're not of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Ain't no such thing as no Jewish. We're the Jews, so-called Negroes, man. Israelites. A person of heathenish or character, right here, or habits. See that? So you goddamn heathen if you celebrating these damn non-holy days, man. The Father not dealing with that, man. Don't you know he said in Isaiah 1? But all these damn heathens is gonna pay, man. Jeremiah 50 and 7. It might be 17. It says, verse 6. Verse 4. It says, in those days and in that time, said the Lord Yahweh, Basham Yahweh Shah, the children of Israel shall come. We waking up. And they and the children of Judah together. Israel, children of Israel represents the northern kingdom. Children of Judah represents the northern kingdom. Together at this point in the scriptures. Due to history that happened. We split as a one nation, right? It says, going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their God. They shall seek Yahweh their power. It says, they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord Yahweh in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. Because we're going to realize we've been going the hell off. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. The people that lead us are so-called leaders. Steve Harvey, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, all these niggas, man. Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Joel Osteen acting like he got your back. Kanye, Gayle King, Kobe Bryant, all these people, man. Reverend Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Minister Farrakhan. My people have been lost sheep, the true Israelites. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. Everybody you follow have caused you to go astray. If they haven't told you you're Israelite and you ain't here watching this video getting understanding, you're under a shepherd that's caused you to still be astray, or you were under a shepherd that was causing you to go astray. We all have been there. They have turned them away on the mountains, right? Which is your government. Your so-called systems that's set up, right? They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, right? It's knowing we lost and we don't know who we are. We're the only people on the planet Earth that don't know who we are. So-called Native American Indians, Negroes, and so-called Latinos. Everybody else wasn't discontinued from their heritage. That's why we've been making up all these inventions. It says, all of that have found them have devoured them. And their adversary said, we offend not because they have sinned against the Lord. They know you went off. They know your history. Like, man, let's keep these niggas where they at, man. We can use them. It said, we offend not because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. So there you go, man. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of Chaldeans and be as the he goats before the flocks. For I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. That's when this place is destroyed, man. It's the World War III you see brewing up. All these nations getting ready to come against America and to nuclear destroy this place for what they have done. What they have done to the Israelites, his children. And perpetually done to the earth. You wicked so-called white people, Edomites, and the rest of you heathens that want to be like the so-called white man. So-called Chinese man want to be like the damn so-called white man. Moab want to be like Esau, and etc. Ham, you Africans, because we're not Africans, etc. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Those arrows in modern day time will be what? Nuclear bombs, man. Nuclear missiles. ICBM missiles, man. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. And that's how you get this happening. This is what they done to the Israelites, man. This is what they done to us. And the Israelites, they're not scotch free because he said the ass knows his master's crib, calf knows his master's crib, a donkey, etc. Paraphrasing, but Israel does not know. My people don't not consider. They don't care. They don't care. Our people not stupid, man. They wicked, but they have also been influenced, man. And when you like that saying go, you don't kick a guy when he down. That's what they've done to us, man. These are the children of slaves, man. That just people that just had shackles on their neck. That was told they can go free, but was sent away with nothing after all that we've built. Even in the so-called and including the so-called Native American Indians and the so-called Latinos, because all you see is so-called Negroes here. But a lot of these people could be Latinos up here as well. And Indians, man. All the tribes look alike. But it got all of us. The Most High got all of us. And he split us up to make us think we was different people to eventually realize. But this is what Esau world has done to us. Esau done this to us, man. You Egyptians again. Doing the same thing your ass was doing in Egypt, man. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, man. I'm going to do a second volume to this too. It says the thing that has been is that which it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun. So the thing that has been, it is that which shall be. So there you go, man. So you bugs doing the same thing that they have been always doing. Verse 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that are to come with those that shall come after. So there you go, man. There you go, man. And ultimately, you Israelites is doing what you was doing in the past. Talking about celebrating birthdays. Where did this originate at? Egypt. Who was brought out of Egypt? Israelites. We was doing all this crap there. That's why he gave us a government to get ourselves together and actually be proper on earth. Because we're the Israelites. He chose us above all people upon the face of the earth. But you rather still be mingled amongst the heathens and do what they do. And all these things is God. That man mentioned in January it was named after Janus, a god. August named after a god, or not a god, or their form of a god, which is Augustus Caesar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. March is named after Mars, man. They worship damn planets and all this. worshiping themselves and being. He said that's why he said you have defiled yourself, man. You have defiled yourself, man. The Israelites is defiled. And we go hard at everything they do, so that's why nobody wants to tell us. Because you're like, man, they make our pagan stuff really looks good. You know, that's really how they looking at it. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. And they served their idols, because the Most High punishes you for this, which were a snare unto them. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works. Talking about you Israelites. And went a whoring with their own inventions. Hip hop, doing all that crap in the videos, man. You know what I'm saying? Women out of order. Most High said, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, man. See if Esau will give it to me. Because in the volume 2, I'm going to show you the consequences of celebrating your birthday. Lord, might title it, Lord will kill you at your own birthday party. As you see, Deuteronomy 23:17. There shall be, Salakia. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore, or the price of a dog, into the house of Yahweh thy power for any vow, for even both these are abomination unto the Lord thy power. So there you go, man. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, no a sodomite of the sons of Israel, which is all you see now. There are women. Look at Jake, the men. A lot of these dudes is undercover, you know what I'm saying? And look at Dwayne Wade and his son, whose name is ironically by the Spirit Zion. Born Zion, now he changing him to Zaya. Because he like boys. Man, come on, man.